Amanda Waller says, I'm going to keep it a bean and I'm going to end everything the Justice League is standing for and every hero's existence because I'm going to be the one who's standing on top. And I'm talking about Absolute Power #1. What are we waiting on? Roll that. What's going on, guys? This is Earth's Mac, the mad scientist of the Orange Phoenix Show. This week is a very special week because we are covering nothing but comic books this week, all right? Nothing but comic books. We're talking DC, Marvel, and some independents. The first issue we are going to cover is Absolute Power #1, starring Amanda Waller. Now, just like in the intro, Amanda Waller says she's going to keep it a bean, and the Absolute Power is probably going to be one of the best DC storylines out there, man. So you have to check this out. And if you stick out to the end to this video, I'm gonna give you all the tie-ins to Absolute Power because there are quite a few. There are Task Force 7, there's Green Arrow, and there's some other comics. So stick around to the end of this video. And if you like this video and if you want more videos like this, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button and that notification bell. And also go ahead and hit those comments as well because I'm gonna be in the comments too because I want to pick y'all brain as far as Absolute Power. So let's get into Amanda Waller. So Absolute Power starts off just like any other casual DC comic. You know, you got your normal crime going on, and if it's in Metropolis, Superman shows up. If it's in Gotham, Batman shows up. But this time, it is Metropolis. And obviously, you got these two bank robbers about to hit this helicopter, and Superman swoops in and is like, yo, cuz, what you doing? And he freezes the helicopter. And then obviously, as a normal bank robber, like they don't know who Superman is. Let's fire off these rounds and hit Superman, right? Because casually, bullets just bounce off of Superman. Like, it's whatever with him. But this time around, it actually goes through Superman. And this is not a kryptonite bullet. This is a regular bullet. And it drops Superman. And he falls all the way from the skyscraper. But this man is shook, shot, and bleeding. So that's how it starts off. So the biggest domino within the first couple pages falls. And this is Amanda Waller's doing. As we go further, we see Animal Man and Animal Girl. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not really too familiar with these two characters. And it seems like these two characters I'm not much interested in. But they flying around. They actually land in this parking area. And I say parking area, but this park. They land in this park and they get jumped. All right, they're like, we like rocks getting thrown at them. They're getting like beat. I want to say beat to death, but they're getting beat to near death. And all this stuff is going on, and Batman and Robin is in Gotham City looking at all this stuff transpire. Like, if you look at this man and how he's sitting down looking at all this, like he's not moving a finger. He's like, yo, I gotta go help them. Nah, he is sitting here observing. He is doing what Batman typically does. He is a strategist. And just like Lex Luthor, he's like one of the most brilliant minds in DC. So if, you know, at first when I read this, I was like, yo, why is he not moving? But I forget, this is Batman. All right. He has to strategize. He has to figure out what exactly is going on. I can't just swoop in and save everybody. And then I'm going to be caught up in this. Now, as you go further into this, you start to see on the news that heroes are attacking civilians, like destroying buildings, killing people. But the funny thing about this is none of this is actually really going on. Like, heroes are in a different location, saving lives, doing their normal hero stuff. But Batman is looking on screen and he's looking at the news and he's seeing all this misinformation getting put out there. And Mr. Terrific out here just call it what it is. He says, oh, I'll respond all right. That Philly footage is fake as hell. I was with the captain at the time. We were fighting Giganta. Then we all had drinks and stuff after. Man, bro, this is fake news, cuz. Now everybody's on the Mr. Terrific bandwagon because Wonder Woman and Aquaman, as well as Nightwing, as well as Flash and Hawkman and Firestorm, all of them will agree we are not in those areas. We are doing some other things. We are doing our normal hero shit. And so you keep looking at this and you see the Superman, Superboy, Supergirl, Superman, they're all losing their powers. And Amanda Waller is just sitting there watching all of this transpire. That this is all part of her plan. So Amanda is watching all this stuff going down. And she's the one who actually controlling all of the media. She's the one who actually putting out this misinformation. As you see in this next panel, that Sarah Steele and Amanda Waller are having a conversation. And she states, "Our remit is whatever I say it is, Steele, and I let the president's speech get no further than the Rose Garden. Right now, we control all media." Steele responds, "Well, the polls continue to show an hourly uptick in super paranoia. The disinformation is working." She states, "Calling it disinformation isn't really fair. I've said it for years. Superheroes are anything but. They create more trouble than they'll avert. They have absolute power, and they answer no one. They adhere to child's idea of morality, and like all children, they occasionally have tantrums that could turn this world to ash. I call that information. We're simply reminding people of that fact." Now, okay, so with Amanda Waller's reasoning for doing this, she's like protecting humanity. And I mean, is that really wrong though? Is like super evil? Nah, she does have her weird ways of doing things and questionable things of doing things. But she actually has a point here, because with Superman, what if Superman goes rogue, right? And he decides to like the end existence. What if Batman goes rogue? What if the Justice League themselves decides to go rogue? And that is going to be a problem. And that is Amanda Waller's primary concern with these metahumans, and with these humans that interact with these metahumans. They are a real threat to us. So we got to take that power back for ourselves, and we can't be codependent on these heroes. And Amanda Waller is still in her bag as she continues to speak. She says, "It's unbelievable how wrong the Luthers and the Jokers of the world have gotten it all this time. You don't need fear gas to shift public opinion. You don't need telepathic mind control. In a world run in a media echo chamber, no matter how many busloads of non-Superman saves, you can make an uncomfortably large number of people doubt their own eyes and ears. All you have to do is refine your message into a memorable catchphrase, superheroes are coming for you, and repeat it 50,000 times. And wait, and that's what it was. And I mean, to go back to that, if you really look at today's society, the most dangerous thing in the world is information, especially misinformation. And honestly, you know, living in a society where people don't want to do research or don't want to question anything, and sometimes people are lazy and their train of thought or thinking, they just depend on the media to give them information and take it word as bond. And honestly, in this comic, Amanda Waller is using that ability to manipulate the entire world and their thought process on superheroes as a medium. Now we go to the next panel and we say, listen, what is she using to put out this misinformation? Because with this misinformation, it is unhackable. You cannot hack this stuff. You cannot switch the information back to factual information. So she says, "You've heard of Brainiac. You know, one of those other guys Superman fights all the time? Meet the bride of his failed attempt to create a mate, now under my supervision." See, the thing is with Amanda Waller and Brainiac, like, let's take this back further. Brainiac was trying to create some cheeks to clap. Let me just be honest with you. That's just what it is. Like, he wanted a bride. He wanted a mate. Like, all this time he's been by himself. He was in the process of creating a mate, and now that mate is in Amanda Waller's hands, and she's using the bride of Brainiac to put out this misinformation. Now, here is another chess piece that Amanda Waller have in her back pocket, and this chess piece is called Failsafe. Now, Failsafe, it was this contingency plan for Batman himself. Batman created Failsafe in reference to if Batman goes south, if he goes rogue or something like that, Failsafe was built to stop him. Kind of like way back when, where Batman had a file cabinet with all the weaknesses of the Justice League, just in case they do something crazy. He has something to take out the Justice League. He did something for himself, and that is Failsafe. Now, Failsafe responds, "Winning a war is about keeping the enemy off balance. Did you not stop to think about how much power and data it takes to seize half the internet and mass disperse all that footage? Amanda, it's time for phase 2. And she states, "I'll be right there." So, like, Amanda Waller has two major chess pieces. You have the bride of Brainiac, and you have Failsafe, which is in the hands of Amanda Waller. Now, as we go into the next panel, obviously your best bet to handling this internet problem is Cyborg. All right, Cyborg is that guy to handle all tech issues. But this man is going through the ringer because he is not able to switch out the information. And basically, he's saying just firewalls. I'm hitting their active defenses. The harder I push, the faster my circuits burn. So there was already a contingency plan set out for Cyborg. So now at this point, the heroes are doing damage controls because now you can't like reverse these hacks. So Batman, Robin, Martian Manhunter, all these other heroes are out here saving people in front of other people to negate this bad misinformation that's out there. But that itself is part of a contingency plan for Amanda Waller because she wants the heroes out in the open because she knows their thought process. She knows that they're going to come out and try to save people and try to sway people's opinions once again. So now while all this stuff is going on, you got to go back to Metropolis and you got John Kent and Superboy flying around and they see their dad and clone fall down from a skyscraper and they're in the process of taking him to the hospital. But in the midst of that, they lose their powers and all three of them fall down to the concrete below. So now even that is a contingency plan. So with now all the chess pieces in play, everything that needs to be there, everything stops. Now we go to the next panel. It says that the deep fake footage is stopped cold. And Oracle says we did nothing, but now we're picking up a global feed coming from the Hall of Order. And this is Amanda Waller. She says, good evening, I'm Amanda Waller, and I am here to help. Nightwing was the one who actually predicted this is Amanda Waller's doing. And she states, like all of you, we're at the U.S. Bureau of Sovereignty have been horrified by the now constant danger of devastating metahuman attacks against ordinary citizens. But we need no longer live in fear, not for ourselves, not for our children, not after today. Effective immediately in the wake of these unprecedented superhuman strikes that have claimed so many lives worldwide these days, like these last few days. My bureau is actively dispatching our ultimate solution to the existential danger posed by all superhumans. Even as I speak, my designated task force is ending the threat permanently. So as she's talking, Batman have this epiphany and he's like, my God. And he states, how could I possibly have missed it? Waller would never go this route unless she thinks she's already. See, he figures it out, but he figures it out too late. He says, damn it, we played right into the hands. This was the real purpose of the global hack, to lure us all out into the open. I made a massive miscalculation. All this time, I thought Waller was playing chess, that I could outwit her if I was just clever enough, but she's not playing chess. She's rolling tanks. And when I mean tanks, we're talking about Amazos. There are an army of Amazos, and one Amazo is bad enough. If you don't know what Amazo is this android that can adjust to superhuman abilities. But these Amazos are stealing their metahuman abilities, stealing their power. We're talking Superman, Aquaman, Wonder Woman, Flash, all those things. So now the Justice League, at this point, all the heroes are powerless. When I mean plans, they had plans. They stated, surrender to us, resistance is pointless. If you have superpowers, we will take them. If you utilize devices, we will drain them. If you use magic, you will no longer remember how to conjure it. And you got to realize this was not an isolated incident. And Batman concludes that this is a blitzkrieg. And this is a word I haven't seen in a long time. But this is an all-out assault on metahumans. And it is done in phases. And everything that the Justice League's done is played right into Amanda Waller. Even with this, right? You've seen catastrophes before. You've seen Justice League been in some pretty hairy things, and somehow, some way, they made it out. But this time, this feels just a little different. So, in this next panel, Batman talks about stay connected and wait for further instructions. Waller doesn't know about this frequency. Incorrect, Bats. What? Green Arrow? Are you injured? Where are you? This is that turncoat, that Benedict Arnold, that double crosser, Oliver Queen, otherwise known as Green Arrow. This man goes on his monologue and says, on the right side of history, pal. I'm sorry, I really am. But I've been warning all you super folks for a long time that us humans don't appreciate being looked down on, and you wouldn't listen to me. Sure, you're great at capping volcanoes, but fixing society's real problems, actually empowering the powerless, affecting actual change, you get an F for effort. And then Batman, Arrow, you're talking nonsense. You're one of us. Arrow says, not anymore. I'm on Team Waller now, and we're coming for you. And there's nowhere to run, pals. You're done. He states Waller brokered a deal with the United Planets. No one leaves Earth. No space cavalry is coming to the rescue. And I know what you're thinking. What about, going back in time, switching everything back the way it was, or maybe going in the microverse? No. Oliver Queen says that we got a plan for this though. And he stated, we sealed away this time stream and the microverse. Waller knows your secrets, so there's no escapes, there's no exits, and there's no hope. Still, I know you guys, you're thinking we fought Amazos before. If we can figure out how to destroy them, our powers can be restored and we can win. Sorry, those are the old rules. He says there is a new design, new technology. What's taken is irretrievable. There is no return mechanism. You see Batman, you see Superman dying. Wonder Woman is dying. Your powers are never coming back. And that, man, I'm going to tell you right now, Absolute Power is amazing because honestly and truly, typically when you deal with a situation like this with the Justice League, there's always some type of escape. My only guess is, and I'm just estimating here, is that Failsafe and the Bride of Brainiac actually turn on Amanda Waller, and she is forced to reverse this. She is forced to give the Justice League their powers, and then you have this, educational situation. But is Amanda Waller right in doing this though? Like, I want to hear your comments below, because honestly and truly, I'm a little on the fence. I'm a little 50-50. I completely understand Amanda Waller's reasoning for doing this, because she's trying to protect the human race, because at some point, somehow, some way, at any moment, any of these heroes can say, bump it. I'm going to just go ahead and do what I'm going to do, and I'm going to rule this earth. Like, we've seen the boys. Right? And we are at the mercy of metahumans. But that is our show for today. And just like I promised you, at the end of this show, I was going to give you a timeline of Absolute Power and where it begins. Now, it starts in June, and we got tie-ins for Green Arrow, Absolute Power, Batman, Green Lantern, Superman, Wonder Woman, and Green Arrow on number 14. So, yes, this is the list. Go ahead and follow that list. And if you want us to keep covering Absolute Power and all its splendor, let us know in the comments below. Do not forget to hit that like and subscribe button. So until next time, y'all, peace.